morning and welcome to the Break of Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9. I am DENIKE Ademoago and I hope that you had a splendid weekend. 21st day in the month of February 2021. It's time to dive into the front pages this morning, but I'm not alone. I've got my co-host or co-uncle. How are you doing this morning?
Very well, Denike. Good morning to you. Good morning, dear listener, and welcome to another time on the Record on Newspaper Review. I have The Guardian here, Daily Trust newspaper, Daily Focus newspaper, and Premium Times.
I will be starting from The Punch this morning. Nigeria lost 2,038 lives to air crashes in 53 years, says AIB. And you also have Convention. APC battles consensus crisis as Buhari governors meet Tuesday. State chapters confirm readiness, await Boni's signal. Chairmanship aspirant laments planned postponement. You also have we won't leave APC. Aregbesol's group vows as Oyetola. We won't leave APC. Aregbesola group vows as Oyetola defeats Adeoti. And we also have ASU NEC converges on Abuja today to meet federal government. Anti-Aregbesol's protests in Lagos. Demonstrators berate minister. And that's it on The Punch this morning.
Let's see some more headlines from Daily Trust newspaper. 8 months after abduction, 13 Yori schoolgirls married off to terrorists. NDLEA officer gunned down in a Boeing. Okay, some more from Daily Trust. Situation in Lake Chad region getting better. MNJTF commander. Okay, more from here. Terrorists demand 60 million naira to free Sokoto councillor, 8 others. Federal government to Nigerians were looking for solutions to petrol scarcity. Okay, I'm not in 2023 presidential race. Burate. Abductors of Sokoto councillor demand 60 million. I took that. NDLEA intercepts counterfeit $4.7 million cash in Abuja. Nigerian airstrike targeting terrorists kills children in Nigeria Republic. We'll have more from here before we go to another paper. Hard times for passengers as airlines raise fares by 100%. APC to postpone convention over unresolved crises. Let me take one more before we go back to Denike. We'll support your presidential ambition. Alafin Olubadan designate Asho Tinubu.
Moving to the Daily Post, I am ready to get dirty to become Nigerian president. This is coming from Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Breaking, Buhari okays postponement of APC National Convention. And away from that, fuel scarcity, TUC malls directing workers to stop going to work. Fuel scarcity, we aren't afraid to take responsibility. Federal government sympathizes with Nigerians. We also have fish out Governor Otham's relatives now. Away from that, we also have I'll leave Anambra as oil producing state with self-sufficiency in rice production. This is coming from Obiano. And finally, on the Daily Post this morning, 2023 presidency, Burutai disowns campaign posters. And that's it on the Daily Post.
And from Premium Times, Swiss Secret Bank of Spies credit Swiss catered to global intelligence figures. Gunmen kill NDLEA officer, sets patrol truck ablaze in a Boeing. More from Premium Times. INT'L group replies UK insists most Nigerians speak English. EU-AU summit, EU announces development focus in Africa. Kenyan High Commissioner to Nigeria dies in Abuja. 2023 Chief of Staff defies Governor Emmanuel, declares for Senate. One shot dead during APC governorship primaries. Police, Nnamdi Kanu. Federal High Court considers changing trial venue. Police rescue infant, 23 others kidnapped in Zamfara. 2 more before we go to another paper. 2023, what I'll do if I don't win Akwa Ibom governorship election. Lawmaker, a Nigerian governor distributes 2,700 smartphones to youth as Valentine's gift. That's nice. Romantic, right?
To the Vanguard this morning, headsmen invade Autumn's hometown, kill 3. Bad fuel shortage will last till end of this month. This is coming from the operators. federal government lacks integrity, cannot be trusted. This is coming from ASU. Oshun APC governorship primary, how Oyetola outwitted Aregbesola. Abba Kyari, IRT coordinators, team leaders to be redeployed. APC National Convention, Buhari mulls disbandment of CECPC. No payment of gratuities in Rivers since 2014. This is coming from pensioners. It is time for a new economic deal between the EU and Africa. President Muhammadu Buhari. 2023, Burutai distances self from presidential race. And away from that, bad governance, corruption responsible for fuel crisis. This is coming from Kokori. And finally, on the Vanguard this morning, we have NSAS aftermath, RCCG, DSA retools, Penn Cinema, Agege Divisional Police Headquarters. And that's it from the Vanguard.
All right, I'll take the last paper here before we go on our first commercial break. Fuel scarcity. Federal government appeals to Nigerians to be patient. And this is coming from Daily Focus. Abakari confessed owning estates in Lekki, Victoria Island, Abuja, other locations. CBN and endless possibilities of its e-naira. As something you can find, the Grain Association warns members against hoarding. VC is persecuting us, destroying our achievements. EXU lecturers cry out. Alleged frivolous issuance of queries to 20 respected professors. We're not aware of queries issued. Management. Okay, those are right. There's a pregnant woman, 8 others burned to death in Kwara crash. Gunmen kill NDLEA officer in a Boeing ASU strike. UI, Lautech, Unilorin set up monitoring committees. And Tinubu visits Oyo Monarch in consultation towards 2023 presidency. About to settle Tinubu Aregbesola rift. As according to his source. We'll go on our first commercial break. We will be back.
FM 94.9.
People go just promise you berekete, but they go only fit give you bear. So no go fit do pass bere. If they too try, safe, some fit struggle give you bereke. But you see glow, they no go just give you berekete. They go even give you berekete plus join safe.
Yes, so when new and existing Glow users enter Glow Bracket Plus Plus, they will begin enjoy 100 Naira MB bonus data on top every first recharge of the month, another 60 MB bonus on top every other recharge of the month, and another 400% call time bonus. And if you be new Glow subscriber encore, now 1,000 Naira bonus credits then go first take knock you welcome on top all the recharge them. This one pass all four. Knock boy. This one now Bracket Plus Plus. Just dial *777# or activate new Glow SIM. Make yourself fit get joy on top your unlimited value. Waiting for Glow Bracket Plus Plus. Glow, joy unlimited.
Hey, put a spotlight on me. Now let me tell you this. I used to care for the world's opinion.
And I used to fear their rejection.
Omo, I used to beg for validation.
And I used to wait to be seen.
But now, no more.
No more. No more.
Because my time.
My time?
My time.
My own time is now. So what are you waiting for?
INT'L Malta. Be your best.
Leadway Pension BFA.
Hey, that's my jam, man.
Let me tell you something.
Hey,
there comes a time in your life when you go walk
and come retire. Hey.
No more salary, but you're meant to live
happily for the rest of my life. Hey.
Sit back and relax.
Is the goal. No shaking. My future is bright. Leadway Pension in my bank.
We love to see you smile. Oh yeah. Keep on smiling every day. Keep on living in every way. You found a special place.
Leadway Pension PFA.
Live your best life now. Switch to Leadway Pension PFA. Enjoy our competitive return, top-class customer experience, prompt payment, and the peace of mind that comes with a trusted Leadway brand. Leadway Pension PFA. Your future, our passion.
It's going to be a golden year. This is what we declare. Every day you go wake up to golden morning if you breathe. Say yeah. It's going to be a golden year as we
nutritious nourishment for the whole family.
You can safeguard your home and business with ease at MS International CCTV Surveillance, as they provide vast experience in deploying smart CCTV systems in various industries and locations. MS International sell and install CCTV cameras, CCTV cables, DSTV cables, wired and wireless intercom. If you are a CCTV installer or distributor, visit MS International for quality and smart cameras, DVR, NVR, and cables for Lagos price. You can visit our office at number 222 Awolowo Road, adjacent South Filling Station, Iyano Lodge, Okeado, Ibadan. You can call 070-4444-0013 or 070-4444-0012. MS International, excellent in quality service.
Every kid is amazing at something. Give them amazing day. Amazing day instant cereal. Give them amazing day. Same calcium as a glass of milk. For healthy bones and teeth. Excellent source of protein. For daily growth and strength. Calcium, protein, vitamin A, dietary fiber.
Golden Penny Amazing Day instant cereal. Feed their amazing.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Good morning and welcome back to the Break of Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9. Thank you for staying with us. We're live on YouTube, 32 FM 949, and you can drop your comments as well on our Facebook at 32 FM 949. We also have Dr. Ojedoko on the line. I am DENIKE Ademoagro.
And I'm OLUTAYO Gwade. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Doctor, good morning to you.
And top of the day to you.
Great. How is the UK?
Well, it's been stormy, but in the midst of the storm, we are surviving.
That's good. That's good. All right, Denike.
Okay, Doc. I don't know if you saw this story with would I say BAT, because his followers are called Baptist or Beatist, I don't know, and he visited the Olubadan designate. He visited the Alaafin of Oyo, Obalamidi, and of course he was saying something about if any opposition comes, he's ready to fight dirty. No matter what happens, he's set out to become the president. So what are your thoughts regarding this?
I think it's quite clear that Asiwaju has been looking forward towards contesting for quite a while. It is also quite clear that he's built up a war chest. And when I mean war chest, I'm talking about finances. He's put people in place. He has placed soldiers. And of course, he's going to fight. Will he win? Well, that's going to be a question for the electorate. That's going to be a question for the primaries. So, yes, he's going to fight. The dirty part of it is what I don't necessarily understand. Because, you know, in politics, what we expect people to do is to fight hard, and to fight well. But the dirty aspect, I want to believe it was misquoted. We don't need dirtiness in our politics. We need people to fight and to fight hard and to fight well. When you start introducing dirty, then you begin to get all kinds of coloration. Some might suggest that the dirty doesn't mean anything dodgy, but some people may misinterpret it. His supporters may misinterpret it. So I think I would rather he had not said that. But the train of Asiwaju continues to move on, and let's see where it takes him or us to.
All right, he referred to Ralph Aragbeshola yesterday in his speech, and but with a tinge of, you know, will I say, compliment. All right, when he was making that speech to the Alaafin for you, and people said, well, let's hope these gentlemen will sort themselves, and Tinubu and Ralph Aragbeshola will definitely come back to amicable ways. But he prayed for people who were present at that event yesterday. But he said, you will become president, but first, I'll become president before you guys can then take your turn.
Yes, it's all this idea of turn by turn. You know, some might call it gentocracy, which means it's presidency by age. That's the way he sees it. He sees it as it's his turn now. I'm not sure that many people see it as that in that sense. And you know, one of the concerns is that many of his placed soldiers that have been put in government, like Arad Shola, like Lai Mohammed, and a number of those political personalities or characters are not necessarily singing from the same hymn sheet as Ashiwaju. What is very clear is that Ashiwaju has paid his dues. It's also very clear that he was in the struggle for the enthronement of democracy. But there are so many other people that were also in that category and are not necessarily going to be president. So, yes, he's paid his dues, but should he be president? I think it's going to be a matter of manifesto. It's going to be a matter of his health. It's going to be a matter of stamina. Because being president is different from being governor or being senator.
Yeah, because you'll agree with me, it takes a lot to really preside over a massive country like Nigeria. If his mental, the mental stamina is there, what of the physical agility?
Yes, I think that's the concern of a lot of people. It has not been addressed. I felt that Ashiwaju could have put to bed many of some would consider scurrilous statements that people have been making by releasing medical reports to show and to ensure and assure Nigerians that he's of stable health, he's ill and hearty, and he doesn't have any lingering health conditions that will stop him, that will hinder him performing the office of the president and commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, and that in fact he can undergo the grueling campaign that is yet to come.
Okay, Doc, let's talk about the General Yusuf Buratai. He has deassociated himself from retired general. He has deassociated himself from there was this, would I say, the urge or the campaign thrown at him. He has deassociated himself and says that he remains loyal to President Muhammadu Buhari, but saying something like he would prefer to have nothing to do with, would I say, the campaign or whatever it is that is going on currently.
Yes, Buratai is not known as a politician, but in Nigeria, you know, where the military has exercised a lot of influence, not necessarily the current military, but the ex-military, in terms of OBJ, in terms of Buhari, in terms of Babangida. So some people feel that it's natural that the military, once they retire, they can transmute into the presidency. But Buratai is putting pay to this, that he's not a politician. Yes, he's an ambassador. He's not interested, and he doesn't want to be dragged into it. But they're always going to get some supporters. Yes?
Sorry to cut you. Do you think that it has something to do with the drama that happened in 2021? Because there were some things that happened when he was, would I say, in 2021. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes. Well, I don't know. I don't know that it has to do with that. But, you know, the fact that he's been dragged into ambassadorialship, you understand, and he's been confirmed by the Senate and so on and so forth, means that he's in the political space. And if he's in the political space, then it's fair game. And I think it's fair game to consider whether he has political ambitions, you know, from that point of view. But as to the drama of 2021, I'm not sure that there's any connection at all.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. All is not well. The APC camp, you know, they're yet to have their,
convention.
The convention. Thank you, Denike, for that. So, I mean, what is really happening in the APC camp? Do you want to shed some light for us?
Well, but we know that in many of the state chapters, they are split down the middle. And not just touching state. If you go to many states, Kano State, for instance, that's in court at the moment. Many of the states, they are split down the middle. And the reason why is because the governors want to retain the control of the party, local party, whereas you have ministers and other influential people who also want a control. And I think they feel that the convention will determine those who control the party, who control the primaries. So I think a lot of contenders, primary contenders for the presidency and other posts, are the ones really who have not been able to get their act together. But there's also a question whether the APC is ideologically cemented. Of course they're not. And so you have people with disparate ambitions, disparate ideals, and disparate goals coming together, you understand, or not coming together. And that's part of the issue. The other issue people would say is that the president he has not been able to exercise a firm control over the political party, not because he doesn't want to, but because he lacks some of the capacity to do it. That's what some will say. If you ask me, I would say it's in between the middle. So that's part of what is affecting it. And then this, acting, what do you call it, the acting chairman, whilst they say he's done a good job in terms of defections and so on and so forth, but structurally, I think the APC is still deficient. The APC really is still three political parties joined together, and I'm not sure that they blended in so well. There are some who predict that the APC may not come as a united party come this next elections, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see.
Well, the accusation is that Buni has created some, uncertainty around the whole thing, and members are being asked to put this behind them. But if a party cannot, take care of its internal wranglings and issues, how will that party be able to preside over the generality of the country?
Yeah, I think that must be the concern. But if you address that to APC, even the PDP, in some respects, is not even that much better. The PDP has its own internal democracy issues. So I think it's widespread in the two major political parties that we have. It's more pronounced with APC because APC is actually in government. And people will say part of the reason why we have not got coherence in government, certainty in government, clarity in government, and direction in government is because the APC has not been operating as a united force, from that point of view. So it does raise concern. And it raises concern whether they'll be able to produce a presidential candidate worthy of its name if they continue to have their fracas. Political fracas, all the way. So let's hope that they get themselves sorted. Having a convention should not be anything major. It should be something that is routine, but it's become something mega major for the APC. So it's really concerning to some observers, political observers and commentators.
All right, so we got wind that a particular date has been fixed, though not yet confirmed. Not confirmed yet, rather. We're looking at maybe March. But
yeah,
honestly, it's very tough to bet on any date now for the APC party.
This is about the third time that it's going to be moved, and that's why even if they say March, you're wondering will they be able to hold it in March? But they need to. They need to sort it out because very soon we'll be in the presidential primary season, so they better sort it out quickly, or else they're going to be floundering all over the place.
Okay, Doc, let's talk about fuel scarcity once again. Private depot hiking their rates, filling stations selling at above 180 per litre. Even here in some parts of Nigeria, some people are buying as high as 210 per litre. And of course, the queues and some people are, would I say, collecting a certain sum of money. So aside from the fuel you buy, you drop 1,000 or 500. And they are saying that it might even get worse in the next couple of days. And what do you think is the way forward here?
First and foremost, this is economics. If there is not so much fuel around, because a lot of it has been adulterated, then what you have is so many people chasing so few fuel. And so that's an economic problem. At the end of the day, people would ask the question, do you then up the price so that at least those that can afford it can get it? But that will portend economic disaster because already it's affecting transport, it's affecting the cost of transport. I think the government has to find a way. Our refineries that we've spent billions on, if we don't get them working, we'll continue to recycle this problem again and again. We're waiting for the Dangote refinery to come on board. And I think there's no easy solution in sight because we depend on imports. I think the quality control needs to be sorted out. But finally, accountability. Why is it that no heads have rolled? You have a fuel crisis of this proportion and no heads, not in the public at least. Everybody seems to be in this position. I think heads need to roll.
Prof, let me quote,
that might solve some of the problem.
Prof, let me quote the junior minister, Petro, here. He says, it's not time to trade blames as it is customary in Nigeria. It is therefore not a time to query anyone, but a time to come together to salvage the plight of the average Nigerians. That's what he said.
Well, it's only in Nigeria that you have that. All over the world, when people misperform, or when people mess up, or they are unable to fulfill their responsibilities, they get a query. They are made accountable. The reason why is so that it doesn't happen again. Not so that we just cast aspersions, but we look at the system failures. Is it a system failure? Is it a people failure? What kind of failure has existed? So that we correct those failures, so that in future we don't have such crises again. That's the reason. But in Nigeria, we gloss over things, we bury things, and then again it reemerges later, years later. And I think that needs to be sorted once and for all. Let's go through the pain now, so that in future there will be no longer pain. So I disagree fundamentally with that statement. We need to query people. We need to make people accountable in order that it doesn't occur again in the future.
All right, just a piece of advice. Listener, I think a colleague bought fuel over the weekend, and he said, he didn't even know what he bought. If it was mud splashed in the oil or the fuel and all that, he can't even say in particular. So people should just be careful. Engines are getting knocked now. Generators and vehicle engines are getting knocked. Just be careful where you buy your fuel. I think it's advisable to even buy in a jerry can. First, confirm, the cleanliness or the state of the fuel before, of the product, before you then dispense in your cars. I think that is most important. We are hoping that this will be resolved soon.
I think that's a good idea. I would take that advice, jerry can first. But let's see how long this lasts for. I mean, it's rather unfortunate, but thank you for that advice.
Okay, let's move on to ASU. They are set to meet today. They say it's just a meeting, and they're converging in Abuja today to meet the federal government. And they've also appealed to Nigerians to, they've appealed to Nigerians to appeal to the government to implement the agreement signed with them. And people have said that, are you out for your interests? Because I will not forget in 2020, most of these kids could not go to school. And now in 2021 and 2022, it seems like it's the same situation. Where do we go from here with our educational system if we keep doing this back and forth?
First and foremost, I think we have some things which are fundamentally wrong. I think we have a crisis in the university system, but the government keeps on creating newer and newer universities. And so we're not adequately funding the universities. Secondly, the government makes promises to ASU, and they are unable to keep those promises. So the government has to be realistic, make promises that you can keep. As to ASU in terms of the strike, I've always said that outright striking is not the only way to address labor issues and labor concerns. You can do work to rule, you can strike for a limited period of time. They must explore innovative ways to address their concerns and to bring the federal government to the table, as it were. And some will say, well, the fact that they're meeting with the government in Abuja is an indication that they are being successful. But we don't need uncertainty in our university education. It affects us not only in Nigeria, but when our children go abroad, from that point of view. And we don't need our children out again. You see, if you look at the NSAS, the genesis of the NSAS, you will see that the reason why it had such potency was that many of the students, you understand, who should have been in university, I'm not saying they're the only ones that were involved, were at home. And of course, it gave fuel to those who are protesting all over the place. So we don't need our children, we don't need our students to be at home being idle. They need to be in university and fully engaged. So I think the federal government has to make a substantive offer to them, or at least bring ASU to their senses to say, we don't have enough money, but can you take this in the meantime? But the federal government needs not sign agreements that they cannot fulfill. And they has to be realistic, looking at the state of the Nigerian economy to see what Nigeria can afford at this particular point in time.
All right, Stalker, we're going on another commercial break. We'll be back.
FM
94.9.
This isn't a fight, alright? It's more like a battle. So you gotta come through from jump. Show them you have too much heart to get bypassed. Cause you and I both know nobody's playing in these streets. See, if you hold back, you lose. If you get cold feet, you freeze. That leaves only one way to go, really. And that's hard. So show up, show out, show yourself, battle for your dream.
Only the best stories from the very best dancers will make it to Glow Battle of the Year Nigeria, the search for Nigeria's unlimited dance talents. Watch the next generation of greats go from the streets to winning mega millions and repping Nigeria on the world stage in Europe on Glow TV from February 2022. Get the Glow TV app at myglowtv.com. Glow Battle of the Year Nigeria. Dance Unlimited.
I'm living the life cause I get Tizeti. Yes.
Hey, kọ́ńbù ẹ̀kú àlejò emúgbòǹgbò ọ̀nà ẹ̀kú àlejò ẹsẹ̀. Ìbàdàn nílé Olúyọ̀lé ẹ̀kú àmójúbà Tizeti Network Limited. Pẹ̀lú Tizeti, ìlò omi òjò lẹ́ẹ̀ máa lo ayélujára íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì ní Yàwàlù. Torí pé gbajúgbajà ní iléeṣẹ́ Tizeti Network Limited. Nídìí ìpèsè ayélujára lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà fún iléeṣẹ́ ńláńlá àti olókoòwò kéékèèké lábẹ́ àbúradà Tizeti. Ẹ lè browse, kẹ́ stream, kẹ́ sì tún gbá géèmù bó ṣe wù yín láì níkọ̀sẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìlànà ẹgbẹ̀lẹ́mùkú data. Kámá wàá làágùn jìnnà àjẹpọ́nu láìfà ń lọ lọ́wọ́ fún gbogbo olùgbé Ìbàdàn 2,222 naira péré lẹ́sàn dípò 59,500 naira tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ san fún installation kẹ́sì gbádùn internet nínú ilé yín fódìdí oṣù kan gbáko kèé máa ṣeré ìwọ ni kó o má sọ̀fànù ẹ kàn sí wifi.com.ng/oyo ẹ sì lè pe 09087493040 tàbí kẹ́ ẹ tẹ àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ sí internet@wifi.com.ng 22/02/2022 ní fàyí máa wá sópin o ayélujára ní Yàwàlù Ọ̀yọ́ ló wà.
Mommy, my teacher said 90% of my brain will develop by the time I am 5.
Really? What else did she say?
She said I need iron in my food for my brain to grow well.
Oh, very true. And that's why I give you Cerelac Junior every day, which provides half of your daily iron needs.
And Cerelac Junior tastes so good.
Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus. It's all good, Mom.
Get ready, Ibadan. The next level prayers with Pastor Bolaji Idowu is coming to us live and direct. It is time for us to pray down our healings, miracles, and breakthroughs. Because the God that answers prayers is standing by with blessings upon blessings. Next level prayers with Pastor Bolaji Idowu live in Ibadan on the 6th of March at Jogo Event Center by 4 p.m. If you think your problems are too big, we'll show you that God is 10 times bigger. Save the date and I'll see you there.
In the name of Jesus, receive.
Every kid is amazing at something. Give them amazing day. Amazing day instant cereal. Give them amazing day. Same calcium as a glass of milk. For healthy bones and teeth. Excellent source of protein. For daily growth and strength. Calcium, protein, vitamin A, dietary fiber.
Golden Penny Amazing Day Instant Cereal. Feed their amazing.
Ọ̀rẹ́ mi, jọ, ǹjẹ́ mo lè yá ke? Oúnjẹ òun ni àjẹkẹ́jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Kíní kan ṣe yùngbà nínú oúnjẹ yìí.
Kọrí ìsóúnjẹ tuntun látọwọ́ ọ̀ǹgà ni.
Ṣé pé ọ̀ǹgà náà ti ní kọrí?
Àkànṣe ni láti inú èròjà ìṣẹ̀dálẹ̀. Èmi ò rò pé mo lè ṣe nǹkan kan mọ́ láláì lo ìsóúnjẹ kọrí ti ọ̀ǹgà yìí o. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi, ǹjẹ́ lè yá mi ní ọtún gèlè yín yẹn?
Ǹjẹ́ náà wá yá nìyẹn o.
Fún adùn tí wọ́n máa fi dáàbò bo oúnjẹ rẹ mọ̀ yàtọ̀, lo kọrí ọ̀ǹgà tí a fi àpòpọ̀ àwọn èròjà ìṣẹ̀dálẹ̀ ṣe.
Ó ga o, ṣé ẹ ṣàlè fún wa lóúnjẹ díẹ̀ sí ṣá?
Onga, Mama's helping hand.
It's going to be a golden year, this is what we declare. Every day you go wake up to golden morning if you breathe, say yeah. It's going to be a golden year, as we don't declare. We go wake up every day to golden morning if you breathe, say yeah.
Have a golden morn, a golden day, a golden week, a golden month, and a golden year. Golden morn, delicious nourishment for the whole family.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9 and a bit to open the phone lines 0097000 949 0705 500949 and plus 234 906 200949 to join the conversation.
Okay, we have a call real quick. Let's just see who's online. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, please do call us back. Let's talk about IELTS. Doc, are you on the line?
Yes, I am. I'm certainly here.
Okay, so you must have heard our discussions off radio.
Yes. Well, English is a difficult language, isn't it? Its rules are not normal rules. French is relatively easy to speak, so don't blame Nigerians.
French is relatively easy to speak? Okay.
Pardon?
I do not think, I disagree though, that French is relatively easy to speak.
Just hang on, Prof. Let's take this call here. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Okay, Kingsley Onwoka is my name.
Good to have you, Kingsley.
Tinubu's statement is not palatable. You know, it is a notorious fact that politics is dirty in Nigeria, and we are looking for how politics in Nigeria can be sanitized. You know, and then a frontline political aspirant is making that kind of statement. I mean, it's unfortunate and not palatable. But you know, there is a saying that I am responsible only for what I say and not for what you understand. So I hope that what we understand is not what he means by that kind of statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Kingsley.
Thank you.
Thank you. 009 7000 949 0705 5000 949.
Okay, so the UK had earlier said that it could not include Nigeria in its MESC list because there is no public evidence that the majority of Nigerians speak English.
Hello. Welcome to you, Prof. Hello.
Good morning. John Njoko is my name.
All right, John.
Thank you. You can hear the ministers stating that this is not the time to blame anyone on that adulterated fuel. Therefore, confirming my earlier statement, especially last week, that the federal government is complicit in the importation of the adulterated fuel for the purpose of a hidden agenda is a conspiracy theory cooked in the dark against Nigerians. I'm John Njoko.
Thank you.
John, thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. When I heard reading the minister saying, our minister of, sometimes I confuse them because even they themselves are confused. This is not time for blame game. This is not time. Tayo, you just said something now. Cars are broken down. I am also one of the victims. It's so painful how much one will spend now to fix up one or two things. And, you know, like Prof said, the heads are not rolling. We are not blaming anybody. How will we get out of this? Is it that until everything gets spoiled, then before we now begin to ask questions? Good morning.
Thank you.
Okay, Prof. Do you think the majority of Nigerians cannot speak English? And the call to, would I say, ban IELTS, do you think that it is fair or proper?
I certainly support the call to ban IELTS. I think it's exploiting Nigerians. I think the vast majority of Nigerians, of course, can speak English. But we, of course, have our Nigerian English. And in Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary is beginning to accept some of our Nigerianisms, that I might say. So I think the vast majority can speak. Of course, there are a significant amount that cannot. But those in education, I would say about 70 to 80% is what we require, and we can. But to take the few and to use that few as an example of those who cannot speak English, I think it's rather unfortunate. I think the onus should be on the West to prove that we cannot speak English. You understand? Let the default position be Nigerians can speak English, and then accept they prove otherwise. Then they can then tell them to do a test. But the vast majority should be able to go through with that IS. It's exploitation. You have to renew it every 2 years. It's 2 or 3 years. Why?
It's so expensive.
Yes. It's another way to make money out of Nigerians, you understand? They should find better ways to make money, not using the IIS. There should be another, they should allow the Nigerians, once they pass through the university and their degrees have been verified, to be able to go through without that necessary hurdle.
All right, so we have this coming on YouTube. Timothy Okore, good morning. The incontrovertible truth is that Tinubu is not the kind of person Nigeria needs if she must prosper. Once beaten, twice shy. That's what you wrote there. Okay, 009 7000 949.
0705 5000 949 to share your views with us this morning. And the Break of Dawn newspaper review is what you're currently listening to. Okay, Doc. You mentioned something about French being relatively easy to speak, and I said I disagree with that. But we're not going to go into that. We're just going to focus on other things.
Okay, we have another one here. Good morning to you. Well, this was said. Tayo and beautiful Denike. Okay, on the issue of Osun State primary election, honestly, politicians need to learn a lot of lessons from it. Anyone that raised you up should never, bite the finger that fed you. Aregbesola died politically in Nigeria. Oh, really? That's from Raji Afiz Abidemi.
But I don't think that's the lesson of Osun State. The lesson of Osun State is that if you are given opportunity, perform. Oyetola seems to have performed to a certain level. That's what's been his installation, not because of godfatherism. It's because he's done some half-decent job, if you may say.
But there's also the argument that Tinubu has made Rauf Aregbesola politically irrelevant in Lagos and Ondo, and you would expect that he'll, put up a fight in defense.
Of course, he will put up a fight because Aregbesola, of course, is a grassroots politician. He knows how to wind up a crowd, to mobilize a crowd. And I don't think that's the end of Aregbesola. I think we've seen phase 1. I think phase 2 is about to unfold. So those who have written off Aregbesola should be very careful. You don't write people off in politics.
What is
you
phase
certainly
2?
Don't.
What is phase 2? Reconciliation?
I'm not sure about reconciliation. Remember that Tinubu has a presidential ambition. Remember that he needs foot soldiers, no matter what. So it's not just going to be the governors that's going to determine. There are also political personalities all over the place. So if Aregbesola teams up with somebody else within the political party, it doesn't help Tinubu. So I'm sure they will try to reconcile. But whether it's going to happen is another matter entirely.
Okay, let's bring it up. Over the weekend, the late former governor, Christopher Alawakala, was laid to rest, and Governor Makinde was talking about having constituted a committee which will, would I say, eulogize the departed former governor, so that to immortalize him. Thank you for that. And just setting up a committee, really. And he says, whatever advice, or would I say, I'm a little lost with words now. Whatever advice in regards to immortalizing him is welcomed. What do you think about this?
I think the governor is just grandstanding. He's the executive governor of the state. He should be able to take decisions on that matter. I don't think he needs any committee. In any case, Alao Akala is already immortalized. Remember the Alao Akala way? There's no day that it goes without people referring to that way. It's already immortalized. If the government wants to do any other further immortalization, then let them proceed. They don't need no committee anywhere. I think that's just really a waste of time in my view, from that point of view. This criticism doesn't indicate that the governor doesn't know what he's doing in other areas. But on this one, he's got it wrong, in my view.
Thank you, Prof, for your time this morning again.
Thank you.
The program will be back tomorrow at 6:30. Up next is Smart Kids Show with INT'L. I'm OLUTAYO Gwade.
And I'm DENIKE Ademoagro.
Have a great Monday.
The station admired by other radio stations.
Yes, we are.
32 FM 94.9.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
You're listening to the Smart Kids Show with INT'L.